Hello everyone, welcome back to the Back Post. There's no Josh today, it's just me on this Monday show. Frank Lampard made me sad. Frank Lampard's Everton beat Chelsea 1-0, and that's a sentence I never thought I'd ever say. But here we are. Just what a weird one. What a horrible game. I mean, it's just, you knew it was going to be a weird one going into it, with Frank being the ex-pro, the legend, the Chelsea legend, ex-manager that was sacked with most of this group of players as well. It was going to be a weird one. I mean, in the pub beforehand, we was like Everton fans and Chelsea fans were singing Super Frank, so that was weird enough anyway. But yeah, I think most of the people that I spoke to thought, yeah, it's Everton, you're going to smash Everton, they're shit. And even Everton fans that I spoke to at the game, they were like, yeah, you'll smack us, we're shit. But didn't turn out that way, did it? I just didn't have a good feeling about this one. I think it just boils down to the fact that they absolutely wanted it more than us. Like, they had more to fight for, in the fact that of relegation looming over them. They just, and it's as simple as that. And I think it really reflected in this group of players that they didn't want the fight. They didn't want it as much as Everton did. And I think that's as simple as that. You can talk about tactics or whatever, but I think it came down to a mentality thing. Now, Chelsea are at the back end of a very long season with drama spilled throughout. So on one hand, you can't blame some of these lads, but at the same time, it's not over yet. It's a marathon, not a sprint. We're at the end of the marathon. We're in the 26th mile. There's a few there's 1 mile left or whatever. And yeah, and it's just, it's difficult, man. This group of players are hard to motivate, I believe. I think, this is a common theme in Chelsea for the past 4 to 5 years. This team has elements of Conte, Sarri, Lampard. Like, there's a few different, things going on here. And time again, we get to a certain stage in the season where the manager is finding it hard to motivate these players. And you've got to look at the players, because we know, Chelsea fans know, Thomas Tuchel is incredible, an incredible manager, what he's done so far at Chelsea. So you can't blame him for this. You got to look at the players. I think, he's put out a good side, a very good side, a team that should be more than capable of beating Everton, who the worst Everton in history. Like, this is the first, the closest they've gone to going down. Like, they have been shocking. We should be able to breeze this, but these players can't get themselves up for games like this. It feels like they can only get themselves up for the biggest of big games, which is like, the Champions League, which, that second leg against Real Madrid looks like it's just done these players in. They're absolutely burnt out after not winning that. So yeah, it's difficult. It's one of the most frustrating games I've ever had the pleasure of seeing live. Really annoying. I've actually not seen a fucking win since Juve, live, because I've only been to a handful of games, and that was the last time I saw us win. How sad is that? I think you got to give a bit of credit to Lampard, I guess, and that Everton side. Like I already said, they wanted it. They really did want that game. The fans were up for it. The fans were incredible, actually. I got to give the fans credit. Like, there was no in your face at the end of the day. Even, I know they're still in the relegation zone, but it was a big win for them. Oh, and Frank to get that over Chelsea as well. And they were class fans, to be fair, Everton. So I'll give them that. But I'm just worried about this Chelsea side. I already made a video about the centre back situation. You can check that out. Link will be in the bio or somewhere there, I think, or there. But this summer is going to be pivotal. Not only do we have a new owner in for the first time in 20 odd years, which is huge enough, that's big enough, but we have a lot of players to get rid of, like Rudiger, Christensen, Aspis might be going. They're all gone pretty much already due to circumstance, and I think we need to get rid of players like Jorginho, probably Ziyech, probably Pulisic or Werner, one of the two. And then, but how do we rebuild from here? Tuchel's got a big rebuild on his hands. He inherited a side, let's face it. Frank built this side, spent a lot of money on this side, and then Tuchel inherited that off of him and has done a really good job with them. But it's not his side per se. The only signing he's made is Lukaku, and that didn't go well. But we need to see what Tuchel can do, and it's going to be huge this summer. It's going to be absolutely massive for Chelsea in the future and the next 5 years as well. Depends on this summer. I really do believe that. So it's worrying. Just yeah, it's going to be a tough one. But the final point I'll make is that Frank Lampard has dragged Chelsea back into that top 4 race. And let's talk about that top 4 race. So Tottenham back to scoring ways after, what seemed like a few games where they couldn't even get a shot on target. They got 3 goals versus Leicester. 3-1 the end result. And you know what? You see Kane and Son on the score sheet and you just go, yeah, of course. Like, there's not even a surprise there. And honestly, what would they do without those two, eh? Like, what would they actually... I don't know what they'd do. They wouldn't be in contention for top 4, that's for sure. If Kane went as well, if just Son holding down the 4, God knows what would happen, because it's hard to say they rely on them, because, most teams rely on their stars, but these are 2 of the only 2 players that seem like they can score for them. It's absolutely mad. Kulusevski as well, playing well. We spoke about Kulusevski a couple of weeks ago, like... He's clearly a great player and he's like slotted in perfectly with that front 3. Like, he got the 2 assists for Son, and that's Son's second goal. What a goal! Gets it onto his left and puts it top bins. That's a proper goal. You know what? It was actually exactly what Spurs needed, though, wasn't it? To continue the chase for top 4 as well. Continue to put the pressure on, not only us but Arsenal as well. And also heavily rumours around Conte leaving, because Poch's been sacked by PSG the second they win the league. You're gone, mate. And there was rumours, and Conte's denied these rumours, but there were rumours that Conte was like, I'm available. You're not though, mate. You're in a job. Like, I don't know. Tottenham fans, let me know what you think of that. Josh is not here to give his piece. He'll probably say, no, I don't think he did. And he might be sending a clip. I don't know. But... I think it's sticky that Conte clearly isn't fully sold on the Tottenham dream, is he? I don't think he is. Nonetheless, they got over it and they got a result against Leicester, which meant the Arsenal game against West Ham coming up after that game was even bigger, because an Arsenal win was going to be very pivotal for them to continue the chasing on us as well after Chelsea losing. And they go and fight a really hard game against West Ham, and they do quite well. West Ham made it hard. They were quite resolute, and although they have that, that mind on the semi-final, West Ham, they made it hard for Arsenal. Arsenal had to go and get the win. I mean, apparently West Ham don't defend headers very well, because it was just 2 centre-back headers that won this game. But listen, when a team is chasing, when a team is looking to do something special, you've got to ride your luck a little bit. You've got to win games that you probably might not win. That's just how it is. So I think that's what Arsenal did here. They managed to get a win against West Ham, a really, resolute club here, and it's put them 3 points behind Chelsea in 4th. Right, so let's look at the table then, shall we? So, in 5th place you have Tottenham on 61 points. In 4th place you have Arsenal with 63, and then in 3rd place we have Chelsea 66. So the race is well and truly on for this top 4 battle now. I think United are out of it. I think we can all say that very safely, that United are out of it. They play Monday night anyway against Brentford, so they might not win that. I mean, Brentford are a great side at the minute. Yeah, I think, I can't believe we've been dragged into this, and I can't believe Frank's the one to drag us into it. But we are now well and truly, because it's just 1 game between it now, us and Arsenal, that is. Looking at it, our goal difference helps us out a lot as well. But let's look at the fixtures. Let's look at the top 4 fixtures, because that's going to be really important here. So Tottenham have Liverpool, Arsenal, Burnley and Norwich. And then Arsenal have Leeds, Tottenham, Newcastle, Everton. And Chelsea have Wolves, Leeds, Leicester, Watford. So on a first glance, I think we've got probably the easiest run of the 3, because, Watford, I think they're already down. Leicester aren't the team, that we know they are. Wolves are going to make it difficult. That's our next game. That's going to be horrendous. Oh, my days. That's going to be so bad. And then Leeds away will be difficult, but Leeds are fighting relegation. So, I was going to say, so we should beat them, but we should have beat Everton, so that's redundant, isn't it? But, like, on paper, that should be easier. I think Arsenal have got it the worst because they've got to play Leeds, relegation, fighting against Everton. Then the North London derby comes, which is huge, and I think between those two, and we're going to do a video about this next week, between those two, that is going to be huge. Like, it's going to be so big. It's so pivotal for this race, and whoever wins that might go above the other. Like, that might be the deciding vote here. But anyway, and then on top of that, Arsenal having Newcastle and Everton. Newcastle just absolutely in form at home as well. Did you see what they did against Liverpool? The big tifo and the atmosphere there was absolutely electric. It was like something from German ultras. I loved it. So Arsenal have got to go play that and Everton last day of the season, which could be, Everton's last chance at surviving by that point. Whereas Tottenham have Burnley. Well, they've got Liverpool actually, which is huge. I've just saw that. So Liverpool, God, this is so tight. Oh my God, it's literally week by week. This is going to be tight. If I'm gonna try and pick it right now, a few games left, I think we still get top four. We should be getting third, but fuck me, I don't know. That Wolves game is going to be horrible, but I feel like we still get top four, and then between the Tottenham and Arsenal, it's so difficult. I really believe whoever wins that North London derby has the edge, because even though it's not the last game, there's 2 games after that. It's like a mental edge as well, like a little, because whoever loses that, it's a kick in the teeth. It's a morale thing. So yeah, that is absolutely difficult. Oh my God, this top 4 race is actually really exciting for once. So let's look at the relegation battle now, because like I said, I've mentioned it a few times. This is interesting. Josh made a fantastic point last week that no one really seems to be picking up on until now. Leeds weren't too far off it, and now probably have to give a little apology to Sean Dyche here, because we made a video with Elliot, the Burnley fan, and it was like, they're fucked because they've sat Sean Dyche, and actually since then they've gone on a few wins. They've pulled out some really impressive wins, and now a 16th. Leeds 17th, only on goal difference, both on 34 points, and then Everton in 18th, 32 points. With a game in hand, so this is tricky now. So I think you've got to look at Leeds here. Leeds also have to play both us and Arsenal, which is going to be huge for them. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. But also, I think one of the most important things to look at here is that goal difference. Minus 34. It's like the worst bar. Obviously Watford and Norwich, but of the 3 we're talking about here, that's the worst. And imagine that comes into play. Imagine they get relegated because of their goal difference. Now, say what you want about Leeds, if you like the way they play, or they play football so well, it's because of the way they've played that they might go down. Because if they get relegated off the back of goal difference, it's because of the way they play. They play so open, they play so attacking, aggressive style, whatever you want to call it, and they concede a lot. And if they go down because of that, you can't keep praising this, because Leeds can come up and they should stay up. Leeds are a huge club, but the philosophy of the club has allowed them to concede this many goals, which could be detrimental to this relegation battle. And I think that's one of the most important things to look at here, because it's going to be tight. Like Burnley on the same amount of points, Leeds on the same amount of points, Everton just behind them on 2 with a game in hand, so they could actually leapfrog of both of them and jump into that 16th spot. It's actually, again, going to be really exciting, and it's mad how we've got to this point of the season, and there is a top 4 race, a relegation battle, and a title race, which is it's really good. This is why it's the best league in the world, to be fair, because like you see other leagues around the world, like Real Madrid have already won, PSG have already won, Bayern Munich have probably already won. That's boring. Here we are with things to play for, and lastly, I'm going to talk about the title race, but not a lot, because you know what? When both teams win, it's like great. Like we're back where we started, and this is what it's going to be now to the last season. It's going to be, one team wins, can the next one win? One team wins, can the next one win? And I think Liverpool play first every time as well, which is huge, because that's a mental edge. They get their win in, pressure's on City to win. This week they absolutely proved, Liverpool scrapped a 1-0 against Newcastle, a very good Newcastle. They deserved to win, but, Newcastle didn't make it easy by any means. And then City were like, to retaliate, scored 4 past Leeds. So it's like they've still got that mental edge to City. I think, because I hate Sky Sports at the minute. Sky Sports are like, Liverpool are top of the league. It's now checkmate to City. And it's like, calm down, mate. Like, they haven't played. Like, if Liverpool go top of the league, yes, of course. But it's only because City haven't played yet. Like, if City play and then Liverpool are top, that's huge. That's big news. But, like, the fact that every single time Liverpool win, it is notification on my phone, Liverpool are top of the league. It's fucking annoying, man. So I'm sick of that. But listen, City is still top. It's still very close. That is something else to keep an eye on. The end of this Premier League season is absolutely exciting. But that is it from me. Thank you for watching. It's been weird just chatting about this on my own. Tell Josh to get his act together or something in the comments. I don't know. If you've made it this far, I really appreciate you so much. This, we're loving this on the back post. Every single Monday we're uploading a video where we're reacting to the Premier League and any other football news that is. We've got a big Arsenal Tottenham video coming up because that big North London derby is coming up as well. So make sure you stick around for that. I'm losing my voice, so I'm going to end it here. I'm going to start talking. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Tell your dads.